Okay, good. Nervous system regulated. Let's get going. Here's we go. Okay, you guys. So I really didn't have an idea for a topic today. I do have a Google Docs where I have a list of ideas of things to talk to you guys about. But what I like to do, the way I like to work, is I like to just let it bubble up. And then usually around Saturday or Sunday, no later than Monday morning, I will start talking to my team, finding out, feeling the energy, trying to feel into your guys' energy and see what it is that you might need for the week. And so that's kind of the way it happens. So this morning when I was doing a meditation, it was very interesting because I got co-creation with spirit for sure. So normally I can get a visual, I get an image, I get a paragraph, I mean, not a paragraph, I get a couple of words. Sometimes I get a sentence, sometimes I just get a feeling. So really it's my job to check in with my spirit team and then really just kind of, figure it out, really figure out what it is that my team is trying to talk to me. So it's a little bit like translation, right? So getting ready to go to France and I'm trying to translate from English to French, not so great at working on it. That's the way it is when you first start working with spirit. Now, remember, I am a big believer that every human being has our own intuition. We have a higher self, we have an unconscious mind, we have a conscious mind. And our higher self is our soul self, and it is all knowing. It's like the all loving, all seeing parent. And it is what gives us those intuition, those whispers, really leading us in the direction of who we want to be. And so what I want to talk to you about is what they told me today. So when I did the meditation, very clearly, my guide said to me, talk about spiritual stability, foundational practices that lead to calm centeredness. Now that one cracked me up, you guys. It was so clear and so specific. It was almost like a book title that I actually had to stop the meditation and write that down. Okay. So that is our topic today. It is spiritual stability, foundational practices that lead to calm centeredness. Okay. Now, what I'm going to talk about right now is I'm going to do a presupposition. That means I'm going to presume that everybody that is on here and everybody that is going to watch me on YouTube or watch a replay or see this at some point actually wants calm and peace and grounded centeredness in their lives. Okay. So let's just say that's what we want. If that's you guys and you want calm, peaceful, grounded centeredness in your life, give me a heart, give me some kind of sign that you want that. Okay. Now, not to be a pain in the butt or to be a little too in your face, but I am going to say something here that might sound a little, well, it might trigger some people. And if that happens, please forgive me for triggering you. I'm not attempting to trigger you. I am attempting to be a truth teller. So one of the things that happens is, and I know a lot of clients, I have people that want calm, centered groundedness, peacefulness in their lives, but because of the childhood that they grew up in, their nervous systems got dysregulated when they were young. And they actually learned to survive in chaos. And they even might have learned something called secondary gain, which is the benefits that you get from your way of coping with things. And so I don't know if you guys know anybody like this. I know people like this, but you'll actually meet them and they swear to high heaven. Like they will say all the time, again and again and again, I don't like chaos. I don't want chaos. I don't create it. And when you look at them, they are always the first one that is in the midst of it. They're stirring the pot, they're getting in there, they're always in it. I always say when things are happening to you repeatedly again and again and again as a pattern, what is the common denominator? It is you, okay? Me, whatever. So if you are one of these people that are listening to me and you say that you really want calm, peaceful, centered, and groundedness, and everything you get in your life is the opposite of that, then this talk is going to be a little bit helpful for you, but you need a little bit deeper. what you really need to do at that point is you really need to go into your childhood, go into your past, work with somebody who can help you so you can remove the gunk, remove the secondary gain, get to the root of the problem. So these techniques I'm going to talk to you today will indeed work on you. Okay, so that's my caveat to that. Now, for those of you who have done the work, and for those of you who understand about regulating your nervous system and who really truly want calm, peaceful, centered groundedness, this is what we're going to talk about. Okay. So the first thing I need to tell you is that our nervous systems are really, really important to our physical health, okay? And our spiritual health, actually to all of our bodies, our spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. And it is our physical that our nervous systems regulate. It is responsible for transmitting the signals between different parts of our body, okay? So that's where it goes. We have a parasympathetic, we have an autonomic nervous system, we have a vagus nerve that connects the brain to the gut. There's a lot of physiological things that happen in our nervous system. And all of these pieces and parts go together so that they can be regulated up. And when they are regulated, they create optimal functioning for various parts of your body. And really, that's like your digestion, movement, respiratory, and your cognition, your brain. You know, if you're getting brain fog a lot, that is a dysregulated nervous system. Okay. So that is some of the things that are going on. So all you really need to know about this is regulated nervous system, you can be in balance, right? And when you're in balance, you can get that calm, peaceful, relaxed way of being that you're looking for. When you have a dysregulated nervous system, it means that it is out of balance. And then that means that it is much more difficult to be able to get to that calm, peaceful, centered state. Okay. So one of the things I want to talk to you about is talking about the physical regulation of the nervous system, but also how a spiritual practice, a consistent spiritual practice, will actually help you regulate your physical nervous system. Okay, that's really what I want to talk to you about. So the spiritual stability and foundational practices that lead to calm centeredness. So the first thing that I want you to do, and we've talked about this again and again and again, so this is a review. One of the things that happens is when you are feeling a state of dysregulation, that's anxiety, that's overwhelm. You guys, sensitives, empaths, highly sensitives, this is something that we will get a lot, okay? It's that feeling of just being anxious, having anxiety, being overwhelmed, wondering if somebody's response to you is really about you, taking everything personally, not necessarily thinking that, oh my gosh, that person could be having a bad day, what's going on, but wondering, am I doing something? Oh my goodness, did I say something wrong? Did I do something that is causing them to act that way? Okay, that is also part of a very sensitive nervous system. And highly sensitives and empaths, we have a highly sensitive nervous system. Our signals, our intuition, all of those things are coming on, and we are just feeling them so much more and so much deeper than the people out there who are not highly sensitive and who are not empath. So remember, we're anywhere from 12% to 20% of the population, and everybody else is out there, everybody else. Okay. So it's really important that when you're feeling those overwhelm, that anxiety, that low energy, just all of the physical signs of a dysregulated nervous system, one of the very best ways to take care of yourself is to first have awareness. Have awareness that something is going on with you. Just be like, I don't know, something's not right. I'm off today. Do you guys ever feel that where you're off? I can't put a handle on it. I don't know what's happening. I just don't feel like myself. Those are all indications that your nervous system is being dysregulated. Okay. So awareness is number one. And then once you can get the awareness and you realize that something is happening in your physical body, The best thing to do is just what I did, because I modeled it perfectly to you, like you said, Carolyn, right? To model it, I was getting off center because the tech is continuing. And it's just so frustrating to me to have this tech continuing when I have so many important things that I want to talk to you about every Monday. So I could feel my anxiety rising. I could feel my shoulders getting tense. I could feel my brain getting into some kind of negative loop pattern. And so the thing that I did on camera and what I do off camera, what I do authentically me, is once I realize something is going on, I literally stop everything I'm doing and I take 3 deep ha breaths. It is actually proven that it takes 3 breaths in order to tell your vagus nerve to go ahead and start regulating your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest, or your P for peace. So 1 breath really isn't enough. 3 is what you really need. So you can take those 3 breaths, okay? And then it's really just important to be able to come back to whatever self-care that you do for yourself. So, go take a walk, go take a break, wash your face, whatever you need to do, those physical things that you do. And then if you can start doing all this on a physical level, you can also start bringing in a very solid spiritual foundation for yourself. Okay. And that's really what I want to talk to you about, is that spiritual practice. I think people get it wrong a lot. I think people think that a spiritual practice, means a religious practice. And that is not necessarily true. Now, you may have a particular religion that you follow, and you might find great comfort and great motivation in doing some kind of religious practice. So reading religious texts, reading the Bible, reading, whatever, checking in with the goddess, checking in with what your religious framework is. For me, it's not a religious framework, it's a spiritual framework, which means that I am talking to source, I am connecting into source, I'm connecting into my higher self, and I am trying to get that co-creation going between myself and spirit. And I want to get my intuition to come online so that I am constantly hearing and seeing and feeling that deeper information, because I have come to rely on the information from the unseen to help me in my 3-dimensional physical reality. And so what I do for a spiritual practice is I start my day with quiet time. And, I've talked about the importance of meditation in the past. And, meditation is a tricky thing, you guys. I know for a lot of people who have very busy lives, very busy jobs, being able to sit down on the ground in lotus position and do transcendental meditation, TM meditation, where you just go quiet, you get Zen, and you expect to go to no thought, is really not feasible, I should say, in today's busy world for most people. It just isn't. Okay. What is more feasible for a lot of people to begin a spiritual practice is guided meditations. So there are a lot of great guided meditations out there. I am super excited because I love hypnotherapy, and I have started to make guided meditations where I'm listening to, and I'm making them for my daughter. And I'm also starting to make them for the people who are on my newsletter list, and giving out audio MP3 audio files of guided meditations. So I am going to be making a lot more meditations this year and having a library of them for my people. Okay. And there's also Insight Timer, there's other apps, there's other things out there. And if you really can't begin your day with complete and total quiet, and you need to build your muscles of meditation, one of the best things you can do is go ahead and start your morning with a 10-minute, 15-minute guided meditation. And if you can do it where it has positivity in your life, right? So it's a positive statement. It's in on, again, either religious, spiritual, how mindset, something that is uplifting, that raises your vibration. Then you start your morning with a quiet practice, up leveling your vibration, And then your higher self and your conscious mind are in alignment, which helps get your conscious mind in alignment. And then you're able to be spiritually aligned, which helps you be trickle down into physical alignment. Okay. So it's really an amazing thing to be able to start your day with quiet time and build your way into guided meditations. And then when you start getting comfortable with the quiet, when you can actually stop the brain loops and stop the information in your head and the wandering thoughts of like, oh no, I got to pick up milk. I don't know about you guys, but when I first started meditating, I'd be sitting down, I'd be quiet, and I'd be like, I can do this, I can do this. I can do this, I can do this. Don't forget you got to get milk. Oh, well, while you're at the store, you might as well get your car cleaned, those kind of things. I had monkey mind when I was first starting to meditate. It was not easy. And I didn't give up. I stuck with it because I knew that I needed some way to calm that brain down, to calm those thoughts down, and that I would have a trickle down effect into my entire way of being. Okay. So that's it. The other thing I really want to tell you about a spiritual practice is I know, excuse me, I forgot to get water, you guys. Excuse me. I know that all of you that are on here, you all have really good intuition right now. You already can really be in great communication with your higher self. You're able to ask questions and get answers. And you would probably, most likely, again, presupposition, I'm presuming that you want to have an even stronger connection with your intuition and with your higher self and with your source energy and your spirit guides and angels. If you want to have a stronger connection with your spirit team, you must have quiet practice because they speak so much more quietly. When they first start talking to you, it is almost like having to turn the dial on a radio. When I first started hearing my guides, I would hear a word and then it would hear like static. And then I would hear another word and then it would hear static and then another word and static. And it took practice and it took consistency for me to be able to hear sentences, for me to be able to get my visuals, to get my symbolic sight, for me to be able to come out and work as an intuitive for my clients. So your spiritual muscles are just like building your physical muscles. It's something that if you commit to it, if you're consistent to it, if you have a spiritual practice, it will come to you. And then we have to trust it. And that's a whole nother Magic Mondays. Okay. So, yeah, so I think that's what I want to tell you. Hi, Jennifer. The other thing I just want to tell you is the other part about this is that like any other practice that we begin. So just like a physical practice, like me, swimming, walking, aerobics, yoga, Pilates, whatever you do, when you start a physical health routine, you're going to need to be at cause. That means I am the person who is responsible. I'm responsible for how I move my body. I'm responsible for the things I put in my mouth. I am responsible for regulating my emotional states. I am at cause. And then once we can really, really be at cause, then we can define what our practice is going to be. And then you got to schedule it. You got to schedule it. You got to do it. I don't know about you guys, but if it doesn't go in my phone calendar, it doesn't happen. I have notifications going off all the time and I need to schedule it. And then when the resistance comes, right? The days that you don't want to go to the gym or you don't want to go for a walk, then you need to push through the resistance and do it anyway, because I'm a cause. Okay. So that is the same with a spiritual practice. It can be as simple as 5 to 10 minutes a day. It really can. My spiritual practice right now consists of about 10 to 15 minutes of meditation. And then I clear my chakras and I balance my chakras. Then I do ho'oku'u, which is my mental, emotional, spiritual release that I have. And then I just take some really good deep breathing and I get on with my day. And that's it, you know? And then at the end of the night, I do a little bit of wind down. I do a little bit more breathing. I check in with my guides and my team. I do Ho'oponopono for about 15 minutes, and then I shut down my day. Okay. Am I perfect at it all the time? Heck no, I am human. And I can tell you that when I don't do my spiritual practice, I don't do my physical practice as easy either. They really go hand in hand for me. And the benefits of them, the results of it, is that I have a stronger body. I have a stronger mind. I have more regulation of my emotional body and my emotions. And ultimately, more often than not, I live a calm, centered, grounded life. Okay. I am not perfect, you guys, by any means. And it has taken me many years and a whole lot of training to get with this. And I'm just sharing my practice with you because I love you all. And I just want to see if it's helpful for you. Okay. Okay. That was really good. Let me check my notes and just see if I'm missing anything. Oh, the other thing I want to tell you is I do want to share a metaphor from Huna with you. Excuse me. And then we'll get to the card pulls. So one of the things our teacher, one of our hula teacher that I talked to you guys about, Kumu Etua Lopez, he drops these pearls of wisdom all the time. And one of the things he drops about the pearls of wisdom is he talks about the palm trees that are in Hawaii. And he talks about how the wind comes in every single day and it blows the palm trees, and how the palm trees are actually built so that they can stand strong yet flexible when the wind comes. I mean, you've seen the palm trees in pictures of hurricanes and other things that are coming, over by the ocean, and those palm trees are nearly bent all the way down to the ground, but they don't break. And so one of the things Kumu Etua Lopez talks to us about is to be so strong in our spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical body, so strong in our daily practice, so pono in ourselves, that we are a living metaphor of the palm tree. And so when things are crazy for me, when I can feel myself being dysregulated, when I can feel myself not being a cause for my actions, I actually have a visual now that I use of the palm tree. And sometimes I will tell myself, be here now, remember the palm tree. Be here now, remember the palm tree. And it's really working for me, you guys. It really is. So remember, in Eastern cultures, I think I can't remember what it is in Asian, but they talk about the reed and how to be strong like the reed, but to be flexible like the reed. So this metaphor is found in ancient traditions, many ancient traditions all over. And really what it's talking about, how there is so much strength in our flexibility. So we've got that going on. And then the last thing I want to tell you is that, again, back to Hawaii and my Hawaiian practice that I love. And I really have come back from Huna just really fulfilled in so many new ways, and sharing this information and living this information is, in the Hawaiian culture, it's really about your mana, okay? In Reiki and other Eastern traditions, it's your chi or your ki. In Tibetan and Sanskrit, other parts there, it is your prana. All of that are ancient words for your life force energy. And so we need to protect and build our life force energy, particularly highly sensitives and empaths. Do you understand? People come to us because they love to suck our radiant life force energy from us. And I have had to learn how to give my life force energy when I want to, and how to set boundaries so other people can't suck it from me. Okay. And so one of the things that I'm doing is my spiritual practice, my physical practice, all of these things build my mana every single day. So think about it, you guys. How do you build your mana? How do you build your life force energy so you have enough for you? And then you are so abundant with your life force energy that you can choose who you wish to give extra to, how you wish to light up the world. Okay, awesome.